live. It looks like it's live. That's the problem. I'll just do entire. All right, so hey, what the heck is going on? It doesn't make any sense. Share. Screen share. I want that. I don't know why it's not sharing. Dadgummit. I don't know why my screen share is just not working. It's not doing. Okay, anyway, I'll just make a brand new video, just record it off of this. Hopefully, you'll hear everything that's being. Hopefully. That's the problem. Maybe. Nope. Keep clicking share, and I don't see difference in my. I just went through a Windows update, and I think that might be part of the problem. I'm going to watch this. Okay, so we're starting off at 000. 8-minute video, 8 minutes of Morton. And this is why I want to tell you, I think she, at minimum, just ignorant, willfully ignorant at a worst level, or just, I don't know, a sociopath who about hurting other people. I think that here's the levels of she could possibly be stupid, but she's a licensed therapist. It's all about the DSM, so. And the fact that she defends that, knowing the controversies around it, is quite worrisome. But at the very, very bottom, she's just basically stupid. Okay. Let's go up a step further from that. She's willfully ignorant. And I bring it up to another point that she is just take it to the top. She is intentionally dishonest, and this is why. Now, I know for some reason, I don't know why, but it's happening this way. Nope. My screen, even though I'm doing screen share. So hopefully you'll be able to hear what's happening, just to make sure that you hear her. All right, so let's start this off. Here's Katie, and she did a video because my heart feels because of the hateful comments that were made. Not addressing anything that anyone else brought up. But hey, whatever. I said, she's either really stupid or we can go up to the top of the level of intellectually dishonest. And then maybe, I don't know, we can figure out whether she's a sociopath or a psychopath or whatever fits into that venue as well. Since we're all able now to diagnose other people with or without a license.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to take the time to address all the hate and confusion really that Shane and I have received for our video together that came out last Thursday. If you don't know what video I'm talking about, I'll link it in the description. But first of all, I want to let you know who I am, if you don't know who I am already. My name is Kati Morton, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I've been creating educational mental health videos online for almost 8 years.
Okay, for the fact that she's been doing this for almost 8 years, we can pretty much take out she's stupid, right? So the stupid factor, not there. Let's continue.
I choose to spend my time doing this so that anyone who's struggling with a mental health issue knows that they're not alone and that there is help available, and to help them feel empowered to get the help that they need and deserve.
But wait, you just said that you are licensed to do basically marriage and family issues. And say that you were licensed to do other things. Taste of dishonesty is sitting on the tip of my tongue. But I won't go there yet. Let's continue.
Now that you know just a little bit about me and who I am, no, I would never intentionally create content that would ever hurt or upset anyone.
God, I hope nobody would really do that. However, we know that's always not the truth, is it?
Again, my goal is to educate and empower you. And I was honestly shocked that people were upset about the video that I did with Shane, because if you don't know how this was set up, Shane called me and asked if he could come over and just film me telling him how I would go about diagnosing a sociopath.
Okay, so let's take a moment. You've been in a lot of videos with a lot of other YouTubers who've been struggling with their emotions, their feelings, being unhappy, depressed, etc., and advancing this whole better health company, correct? So I'm just supposed to believe now, out of the blue, Shane Dawson, a huge YouTuber who has his thumb on the pulse of what's happening, just out of the blue contacted you. You, the person who's doing this and that with other YouTubers who have, there has been a plethora of YouTubers going, I'm depressed. I've made all my dreams come true and I'm just not happy. You know what that does for people like me? Seeing these tubers make their dreams come true and then turn around and yell at me that they're unhappy. For me, I have the same gut reaction of, I'm being played for a fool. And why do I have to hear about your personal problems? That you were an influencer. Oh, wait, you are. And now you're influencing people into this better health, which you are clearly a prime person dealing with it because you're in all of these other videos. But Shane, all on his own, decided, I'm going to do all of these videos where I'm going to have people crying on my couch like he's a friggin' therapist. Ironic. And then I just out of the blue contact you for this one instance regarding the insane, and everybody can pretty much sit back and go, yeah, the Pauls, they're insane. Just like everybody can sit back and go, yeah, the housewives of fill in the blank city, they're insane. And yeah, The Kardashians are insane, which includes, Mr. Kanye West. Yeah, includes in him too. But this is what you want me to believe. He just called you because he wanted you to help diagnose us. Do you know? Hello to the world. These books, they're available to the public. He doesn't need to go to a licensed person to get the diagnosis of someone who is psychotic, psychosis, sociopath, etc., etc., etc. These books are right there. They tell you what the symptoms are. Why are they readily available to the public? So you can diagnose yourself and go get yourself some help, which ironically, every single person who is in this little venue, they have to be seen by another person, which means we're being seen by other crazy people. Does that make any sense? I don't think so. Anyway, I digress. Let's go on. Come on, honey. Tell me why BetterHelp is a great thing and why nobody's been suckered. Well, they might not have been suckered, but I feel like a lot of people have been sucker punched.
And let him know what symptoms they could have.
Ooh, that was a great pause. Again, this book, everybody has access to it. Not just you special people. And from the get-go, the very first time I saw this chick, I felt like, ooh, don't like her. Ooh, creepy. Ooh, gross. And remember, she said these were her technical words while talking to Shane about diagnosing somebody. They're gross. They're icky. That's how she diagnoses people. It's a gut feeling. I find them gross and icky. I find her gross and icky. I'm halfway to my master's degree at this point.
This was not a session. This was a friend of mine coming over asking for my expertise on a diagnosable mental illness.
And again, your expertise resulted in gross and icky. Good expertise. Crazy blue-eyed blonde chick.
So I did what any other clinician would do. I grabbed my DSM, which I know many of you may not even know what that is. And
the fact that many of us don't know what this is, the DSM, but you do, and you should right there already be ready to defend your DSM based on the controversies and the scam and the gross and ickiness of how DSM-5 came about.
The DSM is the American Psychological Association's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Mental health professionals such as myself utilize this book when we're diagnosing our patients and trying to get coverage from health insurance.
Oh, but let's go back. You just said you diagnose your patients, but you keep promoting Better Health, who says they can't do that. Again, dishonesty right at the tip of my tongue. But let's continue. She's clearly not stupid. We can rule out she's just stupid. She's just ignorant. She doesn't know better. We can rule that out at this point within 1 minute and 32 seconds into it. Let's continue.
It can help make sure that we're giving our patients the right kind of care.
How are you going to do that when Better Health, the place that you keep promoting, along with other YouTubers, they say, oh, we can't do that and we take no responsibility for that. In fact, I guarantee you've got something in your own contracts. I'd love to see your own contract, the one-on-one contract without Better Help around. That guarantees you're going to make sure I get the right type of help from you. I bet there's something in there that says, I make no guarantee I give you the right type of help. But what'd you just say? Continue.
understanding their symptoms, and ensuring that their insurance covers the visits. And
because you've already, you're going to diagnose them, and you're diagnosing them this certain way just to make sure you're getting paid. And again, I paused it. Awesome. So that the insurance pays me, because it's all for the money. It really ain't to help. Creepy check.
And that's really it. It's not the end all be all. I've talked about that a lot in my videos, and every country has their own version of a DSM.
Oh, and so since every country has their own version of it, that brings me back to my last video that I did when we were talking about the parent company of BetterHelp, which is Teladoc. They keep saying, hey, we're going to do this by law. But whose law? You're a global company. If you're in that global company, I'm going to guess you're going to be able to make a lot of different maneuvers, aren't you, Chicky Poo?
And many also, even in the state of California, many people also utilize a book called the ICD-10. So just know that that's what that is, and that's why we use it.
But you didn't bother to go into what the DSM is or the ICD-10 is either, did you? Just, hey, this is what a lot of us are going to use. And oh, by the way, we're probably going to use this California thing in the other states as well. I'm sorry, I already know California is pretty much mentally deranged. So I'm getting very concerned at this point. Again, the level of she's stupid all the way up to willfully dishonest. That's the scale we're working at. The stupid and ignorant, that's gone. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that. We haven't even gotten in 2 minutes on that. Dang, I need to stop talking and let her talk.
Now, I know many people have argued that there is a difference between psychopaths, sociopaths, and those with antisocial personality disorder. But as far as the DSM is concerned, as well as my training and the research that I did on the topic, they're all really the same.
They're all really the same. So that's like saying skin cancer is the same as lung cancer, which is the same as pancreatic cancer, right? That's what she's really saying. I mean, they're all cancer, so they're all the same. Folks, hang on. This is going to get better.
The only real diagnosis for these things is antisocial personality disorder. However, just like
okay, so skin cancer to pancreatic cancer to throat cancer to mouth cancer to ball cancer to everything, it's all cancer. And we're all going to be affected by it differently. Let's keep playing the game. The mind game.
any other mental illness, everyone will experience it differently.
Yeah, not every person who has pancreatic cancer experiences it the same way as the next person who has skin cancer. Good job for clarifying that. Oh, and my phone wasn't a vibrator, it's my phone. But oh crap. I'm in the middle of a thingamabobber. Let me call you back. Bye. My dear friend. So yeah, that's wow. Not everybody's going to experience pancreatic cancer the same way as somebody else who has it. Not everybody who has skin cancer experiences it the same way. But it's all cancer. Some cancer is super friggin' deadly.
This means that some people will have all their criteria, while others will only have some.
No, no, because if you have skin cancer, you're not going to have all of the criteria as one who has lung cancer. Just ain't going to happen.
Also, some people can feel like they're born with a mental illness, not remembering a time when they didn't feel the way they feel, or just
maybe they feel that way because they were born amongst a people who treated them like shit.
be the way that they are, while others can feel like it was caused or triggered by a trauma. But again, what Shane wanted me to do was just to walk through what a sociopath is. So I simply went through the diagnostic criteria for antisocial personality disorder as a
But again, he just randomly picked you to talk about this sociopath while he's doing this thing, and beforehand he's dealing with crying people. And he's there to help them, to make sure that their channels don't die. And what? In the meantime, you're on a whole bunch of other people's channels promoting what? Better health. Oh, I'm sorry. I just did an Andy Worski because he calls it better health, and I just did it. Hey, Andy. Yeah, I copied you on that one. Sorry, better help.
it's listed and described in the DSM. Also, Shane knew I was creating a more intensive video on my channel that would be a
Wait, he knew this? So this actually turns into more of a, oh, hey, he didn't just contact you. Did he contact you because he knew you were doing this? Or was there a collaboration made because of this whole mental health day, the whole mental health month, this whole thing, where his other videos to help Graveyard Girl and the whole Tonicon, was that all just a lead up to this? Again, what's on the tip of my tongue? That taste of dishonesty.
a deeper dive into sociopathy so that if you had other follow-up questions or concerns, you could hopefully find them there. And my channel is an education channel, and therefore would be much less dramatic than Shane's. And I understand people are upset that the conversation about mental illness was so dramatized in his video, but have you ever watched any of his conspiracy videos before? They're always dramatic. That's
Whoa! Conspiracy theories are not the same thing as dealing with mental health. Conspiracy theories, you can grab a whole bunch of them and turn them into fun and dramatic and everything else. But when you're dealing with people's mental health, that should not be dramatic or fun. But you, as this professional, licensed therapist, you have no problem with that. I definitely do not want to go to you for marriage therapy because I'm afraid. I'd be totally afraid. Oh my God, she wants us to do the drama. What's she going to make us do next week?
what makes them interesting and exciting. My video was supposed to be the less dramatic and more educational version, and that's why they came out at the same time.
But you don't get to play with people's mental health or even the subject and turn it into a, quote, conspiracy theory to make it fun and exciting. That's cruel. In fact, if I go to the Constitution, I would say that falls under the cruel and unusual punishment. Because what do you think those people who think that they have these symptoms, because you've given them all this stuff, now they're going, oh my God, I'm a psychopath. Oh my God, I'm a sociopath. Oh, because they're all the same according to you. You turned it into a fun game. Shame on you as a professional. Shame on you. And I'm sorry, Shane Dawson, take a fucking shower once in a while. Jesus Christ, I'm so fucking disgusted at this point. Again, what's at the tip of my tongue? Except I just said disgusted. The whole other word, it'll come. Keep watching.
So that you can have easy access to all the information. And
easy access, yes, it's all easy access because everybody wants to be diagnosed as something, because then everybody gets to be a victim of something, and then we all get to suck off the government tit for something, and then we all get to play in this jubilee of we're all fucked up. Well, guess what? Here's the truth of the matter. We're all fucked up. But it's not because of sociopathy. It's not because of all these crazy things that people keep coming up with. It's because of the likes of you. Because the likes of you who take money from real victims and then treat everybody else as they're the same. There are real victims. There are real ones. But the more you play this out to where it spreads into everybody. Oh, everybody has all of these tendencies. But you keep spreading it out. So 1, you can get more money. 2, you can play on people's emotions. 3, you can manipulate them. You are the sociopath in my book. But okay, let's keep going.
And if you haven't watched my video on that, I'll link that in the description as well. And it's also important to understand that those with antisocial personality disorder do not suffer from their illness.
Oh, really? The only person I don't see suffering from their illness, and I think you're one of those, sociopath disorder, however you want to put it, I think you are one of those. Because who would go on so many YouTubers, deal with their emotions, and keep pushing on your little fucking money banging BetterHelp thing? You've been with them for a long time. Same thing with Philip DeFranco. I see you two as the victim vacuums. You're going to take people like Boogie, and I don't think that Boogie ever intends harm onto anybody. But do you know what you did to him by using him this way and not letting him know you were using him this way? Disgusting. Disgusting. Who's a sociopath now?
And I know that that is really, really hard to understand, but they're not upset about their lack of a full range of emotions or that they don't feel remorse. And like I said in my video, no, they're not all violent. Again,
but you're still not talking at any point in time about the damages being done by saying, hey, this is what sociopaths looks like, and on and on and on. And you have, people are self-diagnosing themselves. You know this. You know this, but you have no problem doing that. Who are you describing? I think you're describing yourself. And I think you're using people. And I personally don't know Shane Dawson. I think Shane Dawson needs to take a shower more often. I think that's a sign of depression, that he's not clean. But I think his heart's in the right place. Unlike you. I don't think Boogie would ever intentionally go to hurt somebody. But I think you and Philip DeFranco and other people set out to use him to hurt other people. And the fact that all of this is coming out and all you keep talking about is this, you're not addressing the facts. the shit that people are talking about, the problems with BetterHelp. Hey, what about the fact that it's up to me to make sure you're the right, that you even have a license? It's up to me. You're not even addressing any of this stuff. Well, let's keep going. I'm getting so sorry, folks. So sorry.
Again, everyone experiences their mental illness differently. But when I was reading books and current research on sociopathy, there were many various case studies that they showed just to let you know how someone with antisocial personality disorder could experience the symptoms.
For example, you're a bitch.
One person that they followed was a successful businessman, and they tracked him back when he was a child. They'd asked many people he grew up with and his parents, and they found that when he was little, he enjoyed killing frogs. That's something he did. But he was never physically violent with other people when he was an adult. So that was kind of one version of one person's story of how they experienced the symptoms. And then a whole another one was there was this woman who would steal stamps from post office every few months just because she could and she wanted to, and she wanted to show she'd get away with it.
How the hell do you steal stamps from a post office? They don't hand them to you and go, okay, give me the money, and then you get to walk away. They don't have the stamps sitting on the side of the desk, and then hoping you put in your money for them. You can't steal stamps. This is the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. But where do you ever see stamps are just sitting around waiting for you to steal them? Nowhere. Go to any post office. Yeah, I need a book of stamps. How many? A 10, 20 pack, whatever. I would like a 10 pack. And then while they're reaching under wherever they're getting them, you're going to turn around and off the wall rip off a 20 pack? They don't have stamps sitting around. What the hell is she talking about? My blood is boiling.
Felt powerful knowing that
you can't steal stamps. This is a fake story.
She could do it. And so I just give you those two case studies to kind of let you know that everyone is going to be different. Those are vastly different stories. We're all different, right? But it's also important to know that having a mental illness doesn't mean that you aren't responsible for your actions.
And guess what? Just because you're a licensed therapist doesn't mean you're not liable for your actions. Oh, but wait, let's go back and look at the terms of service with BetterHelp or help. Jesus, God damn it, Worski, you fucked me up on that one. Let's go back and look at the terms and service with BetterHelp. We're not liable for anything. So, keep talking, Blondie.
We are all responsible for our actions.
Unless you're BetterHelp, who says, "Oh, we don't even say that we're gonna line you up with the right therapist or counselor or whatever. We're not liable for anything. It's up to you. You take your personal responsibility." Well, you know what? If I'm going to take my responsibility, I'm not going to give you my friggin' money. I'm going to take my money and go elsewhere. It ain't that hard.
And if we're manipulating others to get what we want, that's a terrible thing.
But that's what you've been doing, Blondie. That's exactly what you've been doing. And then to turn around and say, Shane Dawson just out of the blue contacted me. I'd love to hear his take on this. I would love to ask, hey, Shane, when you were doing this, at what point in time did you actually meet and greet and meet Kati Morton? And when did you come up with this idea that you would have her in your video? Was she the diabolical one? Were you? How did this work out? Because it seems, regarding how the timestamps work out, I'm not believing her. And if you back her story, I'm not going to believe you either. Shane, sorry, just not.
and not okay. And when I said it's just gross and really creepy, I was saying that in relation to people who don't feel remorse for harmful acts.
I find you gross and creepy for the fact that you don't even acknowledge the conspiracy or the questions or how the DSMs even came about. That's creepy and gross. What's creepy and gross is you've been dealing with a whole bunch of YouTubers who, all of a sudden there's YouTubers who are suffering depression. And who's there? You. Who's there? BetterHelp. That's creepy and grossy. Creepy and gross. Whatever.
If you watch the video, that's what I'm referring to. I'm not saying everyone is creepy or gross. I would never say that.
I'll say you are. I'll say you are creepy and gross. I'll say that.
But if someone is hurting you and knows they're doing it, yet doesn't feel bad and will keep doing it until they get what they want, that's not a nice feeling or an exciting thing to discuss.
No, it's not a nice feeling or an exciting thing to discuss, except you just got done saying how it's cool for Shane Dawson to take mental health and turn it into an exciting experience. You just said that. And you have been on multiple people's YouTube channels talking about depression, and it's creepy and gross. And you don't have any problem with it. And sending everyone over to BetterHelp, where they have no problem saying, oh, well, we're going to hook you up with the people, but that's not our job. And oh, these people, they may or may not have a license or be trained correctly or even be skilled to deal with what you need to have dealt with. That's not our problem. It's up to you. That's creepy and gross.
You know, that's why the mental illness isn't discussed frequently. Many people don't want to talk about it. And if you were offended by any of my statements or descriptions, I'm sorry, that was completely not my intention.
That's not what we've been talking about. We've been talking about the terms of service and how nobody is accountable for anything. That's what we're talking about. And the fact that you keep ignoring that is creepy and gross. You are a creepy and gross human being.
Intention was to educate you so that you are more aware. Remember, only 1 in 25 or 4% of the total population have this disorder.
Whoa. 1 in 25 or 4%. I'm pretty sure you told Shane Dawson it was 1 in 4. I might be wrong. But I don't even want to bother pulling it up because I might screw up things on my computer. But I remember the shocking thing that he had 1 in 4, and he was like, "There's 3 of us here," and one. What did you just say?
25 or 4% of the total population have. Only 1 in 25 or 4% of the total population have.
1 in 25 or 4% of the population. I don't think that's what you told Shane Dawson. Because what I remember, it was 1 out of 4. Because from what I remember, he was on the street with him, his cameraman, and he started talking to some chick. And I'm pretty sure he relayed the 1 in 20, not the 1 in 24, but it was 1 out of 4. I'm going to have to go back to that. Or somebody can correct me on that. Because I'm afraid if I change my screen, you're not going to see. I don't even know if you're seeing what's going on. So
have this disorder. So there are 96% of us who could fall victim to that manipulation that I'm talking about. So I want to make you more aware. The last thing I want to address are the actual comments and hate. Here's one I received today. I hope this.
Oh, wait, but we're still not going to address the actual terms and conditions? We're still not going to do that. No, we're going to go off of my hurt feels. You hurt my feels. That's why this whole video is called Hateful Comments.
Fucking dumb bitch dies just because. Awesome. All I ask of you is that you recognize that I'm a human too. I'm not perfect, nor have I ever pretended to be.
Not that anybody actually said that you pretended or said you were perfect, but you do come across as, quote, an expert. And so for you to call somebody gross and icky, I don't know how professional that is. Saying. I mean, are you going to your colleagues going, oh, I just got out of you saw that guy who just left my place? Dirty Shane Dawson. Did you see that? Yeah, I found him gross and icky. She really might have said that.
I would never speak to any of you that way, ever. Shout at you or assume the worst without knowing you.
At least not to your face.
Anyone thinks it's okay to speak to another human being like that and then expect, a thoughtful conversation to happen.
But you sat there on the couch with Shane Dawson, unshowered Shane Dawson. You sat there on the couch and said, these type of people are gross and icky. Not that you said it to their face. You said they are gross and icky. And now you're trying to flip it into you would never say such a thing? You did.
You're really, really wrong. The only way we can both learn from this and move forward is if we can each share our own perspective on a situation and really hear each other out.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, honey. And I hope that you take the time to actually watch my reaction video to yours. Because right now I'm finding you gross and icky. And I'm finding you to be a sellout. I'm finding you to be very dangerous when it comes to other people's lives, let alone their minds. I find you to be manipulative. I find you to be cruel. And I'm not licensed.
Shaming, cussing, and shouting doesn't leave any room for that. In fact, I actually found myself
shaming, cussing, and but I guess calling people gross and icky, that's okay. You're a two-faced fucking bitch.
completely shutting down, blocking everyone whose comment was hurtful, and not even wanting to get online. And that doesn't.
So when people don't want to hear, I think you might need some mental health. They should, just like you, just block them out. Don't want to hear it, right? Because that's what you're doing. Lead by example, right, Blondie?
Doesn't help either of us learn from the situation.
Who's going to learn from anything if you keep blocking everybody? But you're the first person who's going to be doing the blocking, right?
So just consider what you say online. And if you would comfortably say this to me or anyone else when looking at them in the eye in person.
Oh, so the difference of calling someone gross and icky just because it's not in the eye, it's different. That's okay. But now you think because someone makes a comment to you, not actually eye to eye. Well, now it's the equivalent of eye to eye, and so therefore they get to be blocked. But do you even hear yourself think? Did you even watch your own video?
If you would, and you also believe that your comment will lead to a real conversation, then I'm more than willing to hear you out.
How is anyone going to hear? How are you going to hear them out when you're the first person blocking them? You dumb cunt. And why do you think someone would want to hear you out when you've said they are gross and creepy? Double standard. Double standard, just like your little two-sided shirt. It's yellow, it's white. Oh no, there's a blue star. Kinda, sorta, but not really. I find you extremely gross and creepy, especially since you are a professional in the mental health. I think you're doing more damage to people than help. That's what I think. And that word, right on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I said disgusting. But the other one, it's coming up. It's going to happen.
My longtime audience knows I have no problem saying I'm wrong or that I'm sorry.
Dishonest, right there. Right there was the dishonesty because you block them when they call you out. You are a dishonest bitch.
I've even taken videos down and completely redone them when I miss.
You even take down your own videos when you misspeak. Oh, got it. Dishonest. You just got to make yourself look good all the time. Can't leave the evidence there when you do something wrong. Interesting.
Spoke, but I won't be able to really hear you if you're just yelling at me in a rage. Again,
guess what? We can't hear you when you're telling us that we're gross and disgusting and all of this other stuff and diagnosing us based off of some stupid shit and putting us all in the same goddamn category. That psychopath who just cannibalized his whole family and ate them is not the same as me sitting here sad. Not the same, but in your book it is. Folks, go read the DSM-5s. Go read these things. And you'll be going, everybody is falling under everything. Go look up the controversy of how it even came about.
I'm not perfect. I'm sorry if you were hurt, but what I promise to keep doing is to.
Oh, you're sorry you were hurt? Hey, why am I hurt? I thought you weren't doing anything to hurt me. Remember that? You keep changing the goalposts. Jesus Christ. And everybody wonders, what the hell has happened to our schools? What the hell has happened to our governments? What the hell has happened to everything? What's happened is not, quote, liberalism. What's happened is psychiatry. That's what's happened. Is all these people going, we know the minds of this and that, because where did it all start? With advertising. Think I'm making it up? Do some research, figure it out.
Try my best to be caring with how I speak to others, and I just hope that you will do the same. And overall, I really.
Yes, you're very caring about how you speak to others, because on the couch with Shane Dawson, you said, oh, it's not a diagnosis, it's a gut feeling. That's your professionalism. It's not a you don't even rely on the entire DSM. Because you turned around and said, it's a gut feeling. I gut feel it. I gut it. You are a sham. You are one of the creepiest people I've met online ever. Ever. And you want to keep presenting yourself as professional, even though you called a whole crew of people gross and creepy while you sat on a couch with a guy who he didn't look like he bathed for 4 days. You didn't show up with Shane to educate others. You showed up for the cha-ching. That's what you did. That makes you even more gross and more creepy than a guy who is so depressed that he is destined to do everything he can to help others, but forgets to take a shower. That's how fucking creepy you are.
I love what Shane did with the video. I applaud him for even reaching out to me and asking a real mental health professional to weigh in on.
I don't think he reached out to you. I think this was all set up. I don't think he just randomly reached out to you. There's no way he just randomly reached out to you. Seeing how you'd been on a whole bunch of I'm depressed YouTuber videos.
On something and talk about it and bring, shed light on mental illness and mental health as a whole. His videos get a ton of views, and it was a wonderful opportunity for me to bring more awareness. And
there it was. His videos get tons of views, and it's a wonderful opportunity for who? Not for those who need the help, but for you. You just said it.
He's just a great guy, and I know that this has been really stressful for him, and I'm excited to see what the other videos hold. You guys are going to love this series.
You guys are going to love this series of what Shane's doing. Even though I haven't seen them, you're going to love them. Now she's a psychic? She is the definition of what she has given everybody. Don't aspire to be this woman. Don't aspire to it. And Shane Dawson, I'm so sorry I crapped on you with you not taking showers, with you being greasy and grimy and whatever. Dude, I don't really know you. I think your core heart, it comes from a good place. This is not a good woman. This is not a good woman. This is not a good person. She scares the shit out of me, especially when it comes to people with their mental health. She scares the shit out of me. Especially turning around saying, you're going to love the rest of his series. I haven't seen it, but you're going to love it. Now she's a psychic. Brilliant.
Series, and it was just really great for him to even reach out to me in the first place.
Again, to me. He reached out to me. I don't think it was an accident he reached out. I think there was people behind the scenes, maybe his agent and her agent, and they'd combobulated. I don't even know if he knew all of these other YouTubers that she had dealt with their depression and pumping forward better health. Better health. God damn it, Worski, you screwed me up. I heard you say it the one time, and now I keep saying it. Better help. I honestly, I don't think Shane Dawson is a bad person. I don't think he's malicious. I find him to be one of the most depressed people on YouTube, because every time I see him, the dude has not showered. And that makes me depressed just watching him. So, and again, what I'm saying, I'm not trying to bash him. Dude, take a shower. You'll feel better. I promise. I promise you'll feel better. You'll feel better than dealing with people like her. I think this went a lot longer than I planned. And again, I don't know if you're able to see all of the video because I don't know why I say share, it doesn't share. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's go with this.
Thanks for taking the time to hear me out. I hope that this comment section will not be filled with more hate, but
oh, see, that's what she's doing this for. Because look, what is the title of her thing? What's the title of her video? Hateful comments. And she ends it with, I hope I don't get more hate. It's all
instead
about
more
her.
human understanding. And
it's all about her. It's not, she has not addressed any of the issues with BetterHelp. She has not addressed anything. It's all been about her.
And thoughtful conversation. I also
she's super friggin' creepy and gross. And so I'm going to close that window because I don't want to look at her anymore. And now broadcast and yeah, that's it. Thanks for everyone watching. I'm sorry if you couldn't see the screen. I don't know why that's happening. I'll spend the next few days trying to re-edit so you can see what I was seeing. I don't know. Who cares? Hopefully you heard everything she was saying. I'm just so sick of my computer. My computer is sick and gross as well. All right. Love you guys. And I'm going to Xbox in a bit. Game. So if you're looking for someone to play with, find me there. Yeah, still there. April Rain.